Hello, you cool cats and kittens. It's Carole Baskin from Big Cat Rescue. I just did a test over on my private Facebook page, and hopefully you guys can actually hear on this microphone now. When I first got the iPhone 12, it wouldn't work with my microphone, my extended microphone, and because we have to wear masks out here around the cats, I couldn't figure out a way to do these live videos with you guys and be heard, because I just sound like through the mask. I don't know how Brittany's been doing it. She's much more talented than I am, I guess. Looks like a whole bunch of interns working on these cages over here while Aria Tiger is on vacation rotation. Hello! Making it all pretty for her. She's gonna love it. Oh my goodness. Lots of tree work being done. And of course Aria's over there watching all of this. What are we doing, girlfriend? Alright, I don't think I'm gonna stay here long, because that sound is pretty annoying. There's Aria. She's in her roofed section. I am fine, Madison Ann. Hey, Rhonda. Hey, Deb and Mimi. Mimi, I don't know if you heard, but somebody found that dog that we were both trying to catch. The one that was running loose there for a while. So scared. Always something going on out here. You know, sometimes when you want to say yes to something, like I wanted to be able to say yes to coming out here and going live more often, you have to say no to other things. And I hate to say no. I try to take on everything I possibly can that could ever help a cat anywhere, anyway, and yet it's just not effective. And so I've been doing a lot of soul searching for the last several days about what I can say yes to and what I just have to say no to. And a big part of that has been both the mental health and the physical health of my family members. Some of you who know my husband, Howard, know that he had open heart surgery a few years ago and survived that, and then had back surgery twice. Hey, Jasmine! Oh, Jasmine Tiger! Are they being so noisy over there you can't sleep? You just can't sleep? And his most recent surgery has made it really, really difficult for him to walk. And recently we were really scared because his feet were turning purple. And we were afraid that maybe his heart surgery wasn't going so well. And so today he went in to see a pulmonologist, somebody who specializes in veins and arteries. And they say that his arteries are okay, but his veins are kind of constricted, and so he's got to wear compression socks. Deb sent me some really cute compression socks, and we get our masks from Sock Fancy, who makes a gazillion spam calls. I'm getting so many spam calls lately. Sheesh. So, you know, that's good news. He's not going to die from purple swollen feet, but it's pretty uncomfortable, and it makes it even harder for him to walk and harder for him to heal when he injures himself. He wore a couple blisters from all of the paraphernalia he has to wear on his feet to be able to walk, and so those are having a hard time healing. And there's just been so much pressure on all of us with COVID-19, and when I say all of us, I mean you guys too, everybody out there. And so we've really had to rethink what are the things that we have to say no to in order to be able to say yes to the most important. And I think the very most important thing that any of us can do is to end the cub handling, because that is what drives the most of the other abuses. If it weren't for cub petting, there just wouldn't be a whole bunch of cats ending up in backyards and basements and circus acts and all of the other horrible things that they end up in. So our federal bill at bigcatact.com to end... Woo! I haven't ridden my bike and done this in a while. The federal bill to end the cub petting and phase out private possession is the most important thing that we can do. And so I'm trying to really get as laser focused on that as I possibly can. And I think you guys are key to that, because you have been so amazing when it comes to making that call to Congress and asking them to support the Big Cat Public Safety Act. I mean, you guys have just, you've knocked it out of the park. And we've been, in the past we had tours of the sanctuary, and at the end we would encourage everybody to come into the gift shop and call their member of Congress. And we generated a lot of calls that way, but nothing compared to the number of you guys that are out there that are making those calls happen. All of you who are working on our social media teams and helping get all of the information about the cats and the federal bill out there to everybody else, you guys are just rocking it. And I think that's where we need to focus as much of our attention as we possibly can. Hi! Is this my colleague? Yeah? Is this sweet colleague? Whoop! I did not mean to scare you. Yeah, you startled me. Oh, yes. Are you happy everybody is making their call? I'm so happy they are. I'm so happy that they are. Cheyenne, you were lied to in Tiger King, and we have a page at bigcatrescue.org/Netflix. And right at the top, there's a really great video. A guy, interestingly enough, somebody I've never even spoken to, did research on his own, and of course came to the conclusion that anybody who does any research would, and that is that we don't know what happened to Don, and I was the only person in his life that was actually trying to protect him. You can hide behind the grass. So if you go to bigcatrescue.org/Netflix and just watch the first video on the page. If you don't care about reading, just watch a video, and I think you'll be stunned. Oh, Carole, you are so beautiful. So beautiful. Yes, you are. One of the most important people right now to get involved with the bill is Senator Capito. She is... you gonna yawn? She's from West Virginia, and she is a Republican. So, there's such a close split between Republicans and Democrats right now that we really need both sides on this bill. And of course the Democrats are on the bill, but the Republicans need to know why it matters to them. And I think the reason it matters to Republicans is because it's dangerous for first responders to have to deal with these big cats, and it's expensive. We shouldn't be spending government money inspecting backyard breeders. There just shouldn't be backyard breeders. We could save a lot of money if this were not legal. And I think the biggest reason is because saving the tiger in the wild is something that it doesn't matter what party you belong to. Look at how magnificent she is. Can you imagine a world that didn't have wild tigers? I mean, that's just so heartbreaking. And we can fix that and have to fix that right now. But the very first step is ending the cub handling. And the reason for that is really hard sometimes for people to understand. We did a cartoon to make it as simple as possible at cubtruth.com. But essentially it's this: whenever you expand the market, so think about something where you're expanding the market for cars, and more people can afford cars, and more people can buy cars, and you make more cars, And what always happens is there's always going to be the element of society that wants the premium product. You know, they want the Lamborghinis and the Ferraris and the Mercedes and the Lexus, and forgive me if I forget some really famous name brand, Teslas. And it's the same way with tigers. If you are breeding a whole bunch of tigers who have nowhere to go, because none of them can ever go back to the wild if they've been bred in captivity, and then they end up being discarded into backyards and basements and circuses and canned hunts and being killed for their parts, you're expanding that market for their parts. And people who buy into that market, who feel like it's normalized because so much of that is going on, they always want the premium product. And the premium product is the wild tiger. And that's why it puts so much pressure on the wild tiger. So we have to stop all of this breeding and discarding of cubs if we're ever going to save the tiger in the wild. And I think that's something that any Republican can understand. And so getting you guys to relay that message to your Republican members of Congress is so important. You guys can do that at bigcatact.com. And because Senator Capito is a Republican and has a lot of power, what we need is for her to be a champion for our bill. She was a co-sponsor for the shark finning bill. If you guys are aware of how they cut the fins off of sharks for shark fin soup and are causing the extinction of the shark, she was somebody who spoke out against that. And a lot of people told us the reason that she was willing to speak out against that was because so many school children wrote her letters asking her to protect the sharks. Well, I know you guys have to know somebody who lives in West Virginia that has a kid. So please, if you know anybody who lives in West Virginia that's willing to send her a letter, or if they have children, to have them draw a picture of a tiger and send it to her and say, please protect the tigers, support the Big Cat Public Safety Act. It's H.R. 263. That would just be so awesome, and I think it would really get her on board. I apologize for the noise. Victor's riding by with the bucket truck. Yeah, is he wrecking your nap? He's wrecking it. It's so loud. Karen, thank you for putting that link there. Big Cat Act. What is he doing? Yes, some tigers do live in the snow, but white tigers are not cats who live in the snow. White tigers only happen in Bengal tiger breeds, and Bengal tigers don't live in the snow. The Amur tiger or Siberian tiger does live in the snow in Russia, but they don't carry that white gene. Yeah, Victor is amazing. Thank you, Dawn. Hey, Natalie. Yeah, that's another great thing. If your member of Congress is already a co-sponsor, it's really wonderful if you reach out to them and thank them. You know, they get people telling them what to do all the time. That's our job, is to tell them what to do, because we're the ones that put them in office. But to be thanked, people love to be thanked. And when they do the right thing and they sign on as a co-sponsor, then thanking them is absolutely the best thing you can do. And you can do that if you go to bigcatrescue.org/house, HOUSE. It'll give you a list of everybody who is a co-sponsor, which essentially means they have agreed up front that when the bill comes to the floor, they will vote for it. That's what we're asking people to do, is sign on as co-sponsors so that we know how many votes we have. So right now we have about 130. We need about 290. Yeah, so we really still need a bunch more. We think that the Senate is going to launch their version of the bill here very shortly, and we just want the day that that hits for there to be so much momentum that that thing just flies through. Yeah, I'm going to have to get used to walking through these gates again because I haven't done this in a while. Alright. Oh, and there is Max. Hey, Max. I think it's Max. Hi, where are you going, son? Not where I can see him. Oh, goodness. Hey, Kimba. Yeah, you like what they did? So Kimba's got some cameras there. I don't know if they're live yet. We have a bunch of live cameras at bigcatcams.com, bigcatcams.com, so that you guys can watch the cats live anytime you want. We try to be as transparent as we... Pull the mic away from my face. Lanny, the reason it sounds like that is because it's like inside my mask. I can pull it down there, see if that's a little bit better. But there's going to be kind of an echo because of it being inside the mask. So what Jamie and Victor, and I think Mark actually helped too, is some of these cages, they took out walls in between them. And because none of our cages have a shared wall, that was harder than it sounds. Because they had to build like corridors to make them fit together. But gave him a little bit more free space on the floor, which I like. I think he's got somewhere over 4,000 square feet. Oh, okay. So I'm told Kimba's camera is live at bigcatcams.com. Oh, and look who's awake. Her Majesty is awake. She's another one who has a live camera on her all the time. This is Nikita Lioness, and that's her camera there in the corner of the cage. Hello, my good girl. I did not bring your scratcher. I'm sorry. Yeah, if I knew you were going to be awake, I'd have brought a scratcher. This old gal is really showing her age now. Yes, you are. Oh, that's such a cute little woodpecker up there. It's so tiny, I don't think you'd see it if I pointed the camera at it. Nikita's been our biggest cat for many, many years. Even though she's a female, she's a lot bigger than most of the male lions or tigers that we've ever had. But now that she's getting old and losing muscle, she's nowhere near as heavy as she used to be. But she's still got those big old long legs. You got those long legs going on, sister. I know, you're so hoping I got a scratcher, and I don't. See, I don't have any scratchers. I'm so sorry. I can't touch you. We don't touch the cats here. Yeah, she is the reigning queen of Big Cat Rescue. Row, row, row. Row, row, row. We don't touch them for a couple reasons. One, it's really dangerous. And the other is it sends the wrong message. If I'm telling you that you shouldn't be paying to pet cubs, and yet I'm standing there petting cats, what kind of a hypocrite would I be? Even though I'd really love to scratch you, I really would. We haven't done that since like about 2003, I think. Looks like people are asking where that video is. So the way that video came about, I thought it was so interesting. I was searching for something else, and I came across this video, and so I thought, well, I'll listen to it. And it was a guy who, his channel is called something like Think Before You Go to Sleep, and he exposes lies. And so he goes around looking for things that are lies and tells people the truth. And of course, he came across Netflix. And he did all of his own research and reported on all of it without ever even talking to me. And so when I saw it, I reached out to him in the comment section and thanked him asked him if we could use it on the page at bigcatrescue.org/Netflix, because I don't, I've had so many people have so many questions since Tiger King, and I don't know what's most important to people, because I know all of the stuff that was said about me were, just horrible lies, and about the sanctuaries being the same as zoos and all that kind of stuff. And so I didn't know what was the most important. So I went through every single point in the movie, or it wasn't even a documentary, in the series. And I addressed all of that at savethecats.org. There's a video playlist of all of the rebuttals to everything that was said in Tiger King. But it's hard for me, as somebody on the inside, to see, what is it that the public really is focused on. And so to have somebody from totally the outside address the points that they felt like the most people were talking about and cared about was really helpful. And they did that in a much shorter version than what I had done. So that's why I put it right there at the top of the page, because I felt like it really could answer the most people's questions the quickest. And it's an outside source, so I think people trust that more than if it were coming from me. I'm going to let you get back to your nap, because I know that's what you love to do. Just got bit by a mosquito. 2 nights ago, Victor was out here killing mosquitoes, fogging for them. We have to do that pretty regularly here, because we're in Florida. And even despite that, some of them are still around. Well, whoever said he was spot on, thank you. I really did think he did a great job. And usually, just almost any time we deal with the media, they always get something, usually a lot of things, wrong. And yet, he really cared about getting his facts right. And he said in his video, hours, days, researching to make sure that he had it exactly right. And I thought, gosh, if only the press did that. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Wouldn't it be wonderful if people who are putting out videos or series on Netflix were doing that kind of diligence and checking things out before they said something? That would be amazing. It's gotten, I think, about 180,000 views, so that was good. All of these cages you see over here, it's all for 2 cats. There's a jaguar, who is currently on Funcation, and a black leopard, Jinx. I think I see the jaguar out here on Funcation. Funcation is 22,000 square feet. Don't know where the best place is going to be. He really loves that den back there. Do you love it? Yeah, you love that? Oh man, I love it. Let's see if we can get a better view. Hey, Zukari. Zukari. Woohoo. Zukari is one of our youngest servals. Yeah. You're so young and handsome. You soaking up some sun? I see what you see. Yeah, evening meds and snacks. Are you on that list? A lot of our cats are elderly, and so they have arthritis and old cat age issue related things. So it looks like, I'm not sure who that is. Maybe Catherine giving out evening meds and snacks? I thought we might be able to see Manny from over here, but he's another one who has a live webcam, so you can watch him from the camera right there. Don't know if we're going to be able to see him from this angle because the sun is like really in my eyes. So now can you see him? There he is. I expect when he sees or hears that cart, he's going to come running over this way, so I got to keep my eyes on him. I know, Liz, that Zukari has got some long legs. All the better for hopping. Circles can jump like 12 to 16 feet straight up. Nisa, thank you for posting his bio. All of our cats have a biography page. If you go to bigcatrescue.org/catbio, they're broken down by the species, and then if you click on their image, it'll take you to their page that talks about them. Kathy, thank you for posting that link to bigcatrescue.org/Netflix. Shondi Lynn, he is the man. The very handsome man. Yeah, I think he really believes that is a den. It's a jaguar lair. He's got a great sense of imagination, as do most cats. Another source of information for anybody who is interested is at bigcatrescue.org oh, sorry, everybody. Didn't mean to do that. bigcatrescue.org/news. One of the people who might be watching here, Paula Dreschler, every day she goes through all of the news around the entire world that's involving big cats and posts it there. Just trying to get where I'm not looking directly into the sun. Can't see him as well though. So if a cat sneezes anywhere on the planet, Paula's going to know about it, and so will you if you go to bigcatrescue.org/news. Alright, it's 5 minutes after 5, and I obviously rode my bike today, as I do most days. And it takes me about 45 minutes to get home. And I like to do that before it gets dark. So, I'm going to kind of do an abbreviated run about the sanctuary, see what else we see. If we see anybody really exciting, we'll stop. And if not, we will call it a night. Caught you in the act. You're taking care of cats. There's Catherine. Everybody loves Catherine. Who's next on your list?
I'm headed towards Diablo.
Diablo.
Yeah.
All right. I'm running out of light, so I'm going to have to leave. But thank you for taking care of them. Did you get something? It looks like you got something. There's Ginger. I hear you back there. What did you get? Looks like you got some enrichment. Did you get enrichment? You tearing it up? I am so tearing this up. It's a cricket. You can tell from her little curly tail. The reason she has a curly tail is because she was not fed a proper diet as a baby. Oh my goodness, I hear chirping everywhere. Everybody's so happy with all their treats. Looks like Afton's out handing out treats. Well, Edward Scissorhands.
Doing a little tree trimming. Bringing in the sunshine so the grass can grow.
Well, that'll be good. I probably...
Here, it looks great. And then Beecher's finally coming in.
And is this winter grass or summer grass?
That's a good question. What do you
I think it's winter rye still, and it's running pretty good.
Because we're not...
Yeah.
I think that summer needs to have a lot of rain.
Yeah, I just don't know how long this is going to last in the heat, but man, does that look nice. Look at that, how green. Ah, love it.
Right now, we
good. Everybody's out taking care of cats. Truckloads of people. What is it, Nabisco? Oh, what have we got? Usually anytime I ride down through here, Flint chases me, but he is nowhere to be seen right now. Cricket's anniversary. I love that. Hey, Gilligan. Oh, sleepy cat. Thank you for sponsoring Cricket. Speaking of sponsorships, there's lots of ways you guys can help. One of the biggest ways is if a lot of people follow our page. We have like the 3.6 million people who follow Big Cat Rescue, but we only have like 2.5 or 2.6 who like the page. So if you follow us, would you please like our page? That would be nice. And then if you can afford to, for 99 cents a month, you can become a I forget what they call it, but it's like a VIP sponsor. You do it right there on Facebook. And if you go to our page to like us, it's facebook.com/bigcatrescue. If you go there and click support or something, donate, whatever, it's going to be the only big blue button up there at the top, then it's 99 cents per month that you're pledging to pay to Big Cat Rescue. And that gets you a lot of extra videos and photos and keeper moments. And my husband has been doing some talks about the federal bill and different things that he's involved in. And so you get all kinds of extra content if you do that. Or you could go to our main page at bigcatrescue.org/donate. Or if you shop on Amazon, just go to smile.amazon.com and pick Big Cat Rescue as your charity. And then every time you shop, if you go to smile.amazon.com, and there's little apps that you can get for your phone that will redirect you there every time, because I can't remember to do it either. I start typing in Amazon, but then it sends me to the right one. That doesn't cost you anything to sign up, and every time you shop, you get the same prices, same delivery times, everything's exactly the same, but Amazon sends us some money, so it doesn't cost you anything, and it helps the cats every time you shop. So that's a really simple way for people to help. They send us a check quarterly, and the last one was like $26,000, so a lot of you have been shopping a lot, and I thank you so very much. Really is the easiest way for anybody to donate. Barbara, thank you for being one of those VIP donors. Daniel, thank you for letting everybody know it's worth the extra 99 cents a month. Wow, it looks like we had a hurricane. I mean, like, seriously, like, the fences are down. There's no cat right here because she's on vacation rotation right now, but Victor's going to have his hands full getting all of that fencing fixed after dropping all those limbs. I need to do that same kind of work at home. There's so much raking to do at the sanctuary. Oh my goodness. And then this is the 2.5 acre vacation rotation. Amanda, are you watching, everybody? Has this been so exciting? Yeah, they're working on the house next door. Sweet old Amanda. She's probably the oldest tiger in the world right now. Yeah, you are. I bet you are. You're certainly the oldest tiger here. She's not the oldest one we ever had, but she's really, really old. Alright, I am going to wrap this up. You guys were so lovely. Thank you everybody who helped out in the comments. Really love you guys. Be sure be sure to contact your member of Congress, even if you've done it. I mean, like, every week. Please, just stay on them. Even if they've already signed on as a co-sponsor, just remind them every week, hey, I'd really love for you to get your colleagues to do this so we can just get this done this year, because we shouldn't have tigers suffering in horrible situations like we all saw in Tiger King. There just shouldn't be horrible situations. And Big Cat Rescue wants to be out of business. We don't want to have cats in cages. We don't want to have to rescue cats from horrible situations because of people breeding them in captivity. So help us put an end to the problem so that we can empty every one of these cages over time as these old cats die of old age, and there won't be any more born into cages or captivity. I long for that day, and I know you guys can help us get there. Thank you so much. Good night.